Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about my most anticipated comics for the month of September 2025. I know the month's already started. There was a bit of delay getting my setup going, but now I'm here and I'm ready to talk. So starting off with week 1 of September or September 3rd, there were a really good batch of comics this week. I think honorable mention has got to go to Absolute Superman number 11. Um, I haven't had a chance to read this yet just because I'm getting my comics sent to me on a month by month basis from my LCS just since I moved. But without a doubt, this comic has been something that's been just delivering every single time it's come out. I bought the hardcover volume 1 signed by Jason Aaron at Fan Expo just because of how much I love the series. So without a doubt, this is an honorable mention. Unfortunately, it is not my most anticipated comic of this week. Instead, that has to go to Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez, Batman number 1. I mean, is anyone really surprised by this? I had like 3 or 4 different covers pulled for this week, but Batman ongoing currently with Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. Like, I've loved Jim Lee's art, but whatever Jeff Loeb is trying to cook up in that kitchen, he is overcooking, burning, and lacking seasoning because I have really not enjoyed Hush 2. And I think that's a common sentiment. But having read this Batman number 1, just because I wanted to read it so badly, I actually picked up another comic or another cover of it from a comic local to where I'm at now. And reading it, I was so happy because it has been so long since we've been served some really good Batman. And this is without a doubt some of the best Batman I have read in a long time. I know there's a lot of people who complain about the fact that, spoiler warning, Batman says that, people can't change. They argue the fact that Batman saying that really contradicts his no killing rule. And while I understand where people are coming from there, I think they also have to try to understand Batman as a character. He doesn't actually believe that, what he's saying. He's saying it because he's kind of in denial. Like, he's obviously not being himself. Killer Croc even notices this. And I think that's the really important part here. When Batman says people can't change, this is him having a really tough time doubting, everything that he's believed in up until this point. And at the end of the issue, he kind of comes to the conclusion of like, oh yeah, I guess people can change. He's been reminded essentially. And I think that's one thing that I'm also really excited about. Matt Fraction is writing this series in a way that every single comic issue is one succinct story. And while I understand why some people might not like that, I think it's really important. These comics are so expensive, like incredibly expensive. I'm looking at probably at least 200 US a month in terms of my weekly pulls. That's not even including if I were to pick up some extra covers or anything like that. And yeah, comics are expensive. Okay, so when it comes down to it, you're gonna want to get the best bang for your buck. You're gonna want to get as much as you can. And with multi comic arcs that come out like once a month, you've got like a 6 month period where you're trying to read and complete a story. And sometimes that story, it's not great. I'm looking at you, Hush too. So I think this form of writing will be interesting because it challenges Fraction obviously as a writer, but it's also just going to be really nice because you get a full story for the price of a single comic. Moving on to week 2 or September 10th, there are a lot of really good comics this week. It's right now as I'm recording, it actually just happened yesterday. Um, I unfortunately cannot read any of these until the end of the month, but I can tell you right now, there is a lot of good stuff packed into this week. Um, so, in terms of honorable mentions, I think there's at least a handful, but I'll go over 3. So, the first of which is going to be Jason Liu's The Undead Iron Fist number 1. I'm really excited to read this. It's gotten some really positive reviews, as you can see here. I like the art. I know some people don't like the cover art. I enjoy it. Jason Liu's also like a good buddy of mine, and I've enjoyed his work up until now. So I'm really excited to see him on like a mainline, even if it's a limited series. Just seeing him, write Undead Iron Fist, I think that's gonna be really cool. 2 more honorable mentions. We have Punisher Red Band. So for those who don't know, Red Band is essentially explicit content, really bloody, really gory. It's kept in a poly bag, like it's meant for mature audiences only. And I think the Punisher is the perfect character to put into that kind of setting. So I'm really excited to read this. I'm probably like it's already on my pull list. I want to pull 2 covers for this because That's how excited I am for it. I really enjoyed the TV show. I know not everyone did, but I really enjoyed that. And I have some omnis for the Punisher I'm hoping to read soon. So I think this is perfect timing. Another honorable mention, Batman Dark Patterns. So I just started pulling this. I'm starting it with this issue, actually. I picked up some old back issues, but I have a long way to go before I can collect the entire series. I've heard so many great things about this, and the ratings speak for themselves. We got a 4.5 out of 5 here. Dan Waters has been doing really great on Nightwing. Like, everyone is loving his Nightwing run. And you can tell he's the like a really good writer for characters like Batman, Nightwing, those more darker, grounded characters. So I'm really excited to get into this series. I think I've definitely been missing out by not reading it as it comes out, and I'm really bummed out about that because, man, I had a little bit of Batman fatigue, but now I'm realizing I should have just stuck through it. So yeah, looking forward to Batman Dark Patterns. Okay, and my pick of the week, the thing I'm most excited for September 10th, or this week, I guess, is Absolute Batman number 12. Scott Snyder, the man you are, you constantly are putting out some straight heat. I know, I mean, maybe it's not for everyone. There are some people who aren't necessarily into this super, like, over exaggerated, like, really dark, really gritty, over the top Batman. But I love it because when I got into comics, the thing that got me into comics was actually, like, You're the Villain, Dark Knight's Metal, so. And Scott Snyder was behind that event. So I'm just really excited to read this. I've been liking every single issue that's been coming out. And I also really love Scott Snyder's thought process behind comics. He's saying that, every single month you're waiting a month between comics, so you need something important to happen. You need the issue to end off with something that leaves you wanting more. So I'm really excited to get the chance to read this. I might pick up a variant cover at a comic store just because I want to read it so bad. But I need to be careful with my spending because I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's gonna be an expensive month. September's gonna be crazy. So yeah, week 2, Absolute Batman number 12, definitely my top pick. Looking now at week 3, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week. There's the Batman Day comics too, which I'm really looking forward to. Just getting some free comics. I mean, can you really complain? There's a lot of good stuff, but I think for me, it's pretty clear cut which is the most anticipated comic for me. But I do want to talk about my honorable mention. So my honorable mention for the third week of September is Ryan North's Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton. If you like dogs, or even if you don't like dogs, this story is just so heartfelt. It's so wonderful. And in some of these issues, there's like little to no words because the main character is a dog. But a story is still told, and it's so easy to comprehend, and it just flows. Um, and there have been some really beautiful stories told through the lens of Crypto. And I gotta say, Ryan North, man, you're doing a spectacular job. I really wish this wasn't a limited series. I understand why it is, but if it wasn't, I'd probably I'd pull it as an ongoing. I'll be honest. No surprise to anyone, my most anticipated comic for this week is Marvel slash DC Deadpool slash Batman #1. I love Deadpool. I love Batman. I'm super excited to get the chance to read this. I mean, it's been a long time since Marvel and DC collabed. I think I'm pulling like 3 different covers for this comic. I've got the main cover I'm pulling, as well as the Greg Capullo wraparound, the J. Scott Campbell, and oh yeah, also the Art Germ variant. And I was considering getting the homage variant as well, but I'm still thinking about that one. So without a doubt, incredibly excited for this comic. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see someone as goofy and like flamboyant as Deadpool interact with someone as, I guess, um, what's the word here, gritty and grounded as Batman. I'm excited to see how that goes. Okay, so the last week of September, um, there's a pretty large batch of comics coming out this week that I'm looking at pulling. Uh, and it might surprise you which one I pick as my most anticipated for this week. But quickly, let's go over the honorable mention. So my honorable mention for this week is Absolute Wonder Woman number 12. Some people are probably going to be shocked that this isn't my most anticipated. Don't get me wrong. This comic is straight heat. Absolute anything has been really good for the most part. Kelly Thompson is killing it with this representation of Wonder Woman, considering Wonder Woman has been kind of underserved for a long time. I think this has been a beautiful revitalization of the character, and if anyone is going to pick up writing the mainline Wonder Woman, is wondering, man, how do I write this character? Oddly enough, they should be reading this series instead of the mainline, in my opinion. This right here is without a doubt everything that Diana is as a character, and I think it's just so spectacular, and that's why it's been so well received. But for some reason, I don't know why, the Mortal Thor #2 is actually my top pick for this week. The first issue was really intriguing. It posed some really powerful questions, and I think Al Ewing is just doing so good. No matter what he's writing on, he's just producing fire. And I mean, this being a new series, obviously, I'm a little bit more excited to dive into it because I have no clue what to expect. Like this is a #2, and I love #1. So, yeah, without a doubt, the Mortal Thor #2 is my most anticipated for this week, the 24th of September. But it was really close. Wonder Woman #12, I thought about this for 5 minutes. I was like, man, which one? I don't know. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, dude, I don't know why. I just have this itch. Like, if I had to pick between which one to read first, I think I'd read the Mortal Thor. Anyways, guys, that's my most anticipated single issues coming out the month of September. Let me know what you guys think. What are your most anticipated comics for this month? I know the video's coming out a little bit late. I apologize. I'm hoping to be able to make these kind of videos on time. I've already got scripts written up for some upcoming comic-based videos that'll be coming out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you in the next one.